What if I told you that right now, channels with just 10,000 subscribers are landing sponsorship deals worth $850 per video? But here's the shocking part. That's actually way less than what they could be charging. In the next few minutes, I'm going to reveal 3 pricing secrets that most creators miss, including a hidden multiplier that could double your sponsorship rates overnight. Your inbox pings. A brand wants to collaborate. Everything looks perfect until they ask for your rates. And that's when it hits you. Are you about to make a $5,000 mistake? Because here's what most creators don't realize. The rate you set for your first sponsorship doesn't just affect that one deal. It sets the precedent for every deal that follows. But don't worry. By the end of this video, you'll know exactly what to charge. Let me show you something that changes everything. While Markiplier commands $25,000 plus per sponsored video, mid-sized tech channels are pulling in between $2,500 to $9,000 per collaboration. But here's the twist, and I'll prove this later. Some smaller, focused channels are actually earning more per viewer than channels with 10 times their subscriber count. The old rules are dead. Remember when brands only cared about subscriber count? Those days are gone. Now, here's what really drives your sponsorship value, and this is where it gets interesting. We discovered 3 key factors that matter more than subscriber count, and in a few minutes, I'll show you exactly how creators with just 20,000 subscribers are out-earning channels with 200,000. In this video, you'll discover the exact formula top creators use to calculate their rates, the 3 types of sponsorship packages that brands can't resist, and a negotiation strategy that turned one creator's $500 offer into a $5,000 deal. But first, let me show you the 3 pricing models that are changing the game in 2025. Remember those 3 pricing secrets I mentioned? Here's the first one, and it's bigger than you think. Most creators charge between 1 to 10 cents per view, but here's where it gets interesting. Tech channels like Linus Tech Tips command up to 10 cents per view, while entertainment channels settle for 2 to 3 cents. Why such a massive difference? The answer lies in something I call the triple threat model, and it's about to change everything about how you price your sponsorships. Ready for secret number 2? Forget everything you know about cost per view. The real magic happens when you combine these 3 elements: base rate plus view guarantee plus engagement premium. And stick around because in a few minutes I'll show you how one creator used this exact model to triple their sponsorship rates overnight. Let's make this real. If you've got between 1,000 and 10,000 subscribers, you're not too small. You're actually perfectly positioned. Smart creators in this range are starting at $850 per sponsorship. But here's what's wild. They're guaranteeing 2 to 3 times their average views. And in high-performing niches, they're adding a 10 to 20% premium on top. And in just a moment, I'll show you exactly how they justify these rates to brands. Now, for creators with 10,000 to 50,000 subscribers, here's where things get juicy. These channels are commanding $850 to $2,240 per deal. But wait, some are adding up to 30% more to these rates. How? It's all about something I call the niche multiplier, and I'll reveal exactly how it works when we get to the negotiation section. And for channels with 50,000 to 500,000 subscribers, we're talking base rates of $2,240 to $5,859. But here's secret number 3, and this is the one most creators never discover. The real money isn't in the base rate at all. It's in something entirely different, which I'll reveal in the next section. But first, let me show you why some smaller channels are actually earning more per viewer than the big players. Remember that 3rd secret I promised? Here it is. Your YouTube channel is exactly like prime real estate, but most creators are selling it like a garage sale. Think about this. MKBHD commands between $15,000 to $35,000 per sponsorship. But the shocking truth isn't in the numbers, it's in something I call value architecture. And in the next few minutes, I'll show you exactly how to build it. Here's where that niche multiplier I mentioned earlier comes into play. Ready for something mind-blowing? A focused finance channel with 50,000 subscribers can earn more per sponsorship than a meme channel with 500,000 subscribers. And in just a moment, I'll show you how to position your niche for maximum value, even if you think your topic isn't premium enough. Now, let me show you something that most sponsorship calculators completely miss. Your audience's geography isn't just a statistic, it's a secret weapon. Channels with viewers in regions like the US, UK, Canada, and Australia command premium rates. But here's the twist, and this is crucial for what's coming next. Even emerging markets have a hidden value multiplier that most creators never discover. Speaking of multipliers, let's talk about why Vanoss Gaming can charge between $15,000 to $49,000 per sponsorship. The platform average engagement rate is 3.87%. But wait until you see what happens when your watch time hits 70%. In fact, there's a direct correlation between engagement and sponsorship rates that I'll reveal in the next section, and it's not what most creators think. But here's what ties everything together, and this is crucial for what I'm about to show you next. High-quality production value can multiply your rates instantly. Remember that $5,000 deal I mentioned earlier? The secret wasn't just in the numbers, it was in something much simpler that any creator can implement today. But before I reveal that, let me show you exactly how to calculate your perfect rate. Remember when everyone said just charge $50 per 1,000 views? That advice is like using a flip phone in 2025. Right now, I'm going to show you the actual formula that top creators use, the one that turned a $500 sponsorship into $5,000. But first, let me show you why most sponsorship calculators are actually costing you money. Here's the formula that changes everything. Your base rate equals your average views divided by 1,000, times your CPM, times your engagement multiplier. But wait, there's a hidden factor that can double these numbers instantly. And in just a moment, I'll reveal the exact multipliers that top creators are using in 2025. But first, let's make this real. Now, here's where it gets interesting. Instead of offering single videos, smart creators are using what I call the triple tier strategy. Your basic package, that's your base rate, but your pro package at 1.8 times base rate, that's where the magic starts. And just wait until you see what happens with the premium package, but there's a specific reason why I'm saving that reveal for what's coming next. Remember those engagement rates we talked about? Here's where they really pay off. Watch time above 70%? That's a 1.2x multiplier. Engagement above platform average? Another 1.15x. But there's a third multiplier that almost nobody knows about, and it's the reason why TED can command rates between $15,000 to $45,000 per sponsorship. I'll reveal it in just a moment. Here's the strategy that's revolutionizing sponsorship pricing: multi-video deals. Instead of charging $1,500 for one video, imagine offering 3 for $3,600, 6 for $6,300, or 12 for $10,800. Sounds counterintuitive, right? But here's the psychological trigger that makes brands say yes every time, and it leads perfectly into what I'm about to show you about negotiation. You've got your numbers right, your packages are ready, but here's where most creators lose thousands of dollars: in the actual negotiation. Remember Emma Chamberlain? She landed deals with Louis Vuitton and Cartier with 12.1 million subscribers. But the real story isn't in her subscriber count. It's in her negotiation strategy, and I'm about to show you exactly how it works. Here's your first power move, but there's a twist. Everyone knows you need a media kit, but most creators make a fatal mistake that instantly kills their credibility. Instead of creating a boring PDF that could cure insomnia, I'm going to show you a psychological trigger that makes brands instantly see your true value. And in a moment, you'll see why this one change can double your sponsorship rates. When a brand slides into your DMs with an offer that makes you laugh or cry, here's your million-dollar move. Instead of saying, "That's too low," you'll use what I call the value ladder response. Remember Joshua Weissman's journey to 985 million subscribers? He used this exact technique to turn $900 offers into $9,000 deals. But there's a specific sequence you need to follow. Now, here's where that premium package I mentioned earlier becomes your secret weapon. Instead of just showing one price, you'll present 3 options that trigger what psychologists call the contrast principle. But wait until you see how we position these packages, because there's a hidden 4th option that makes brands instantly upgrade their budget. I'll reveal it in just a moment. Here's the final piece that turns maybe into yes, your follow-up sequence. But forget everything you know about following up. I'm about to show you a 3-part timeline that creates what I call strategic FOMO. Day 3, Day 7, and Day 14, each with a specific action that builds unstoppable momentum. But first, let me show you the tools that make all of this automated and effortless. Remember all those strategies we just covered? They're about to become effortless with what I call your sponsorship success stack. Think of this as your YouTube sponsorship utility belt, and I'm going to show you exactly which tools the pros are using right now. But first, let's talk about the one tool that's revolutionizing sponsored content. Here's where Storyella becomes your secret weapon. Brands aren't just buying your audience, they're buying your production quality. Imagine turning a simple product mention into a visually stunning story that has viewers reaching for their credit cards. Look at Tasty. They're pulling in $15,000 to $45,000 per sponsorship because their production quality is absolutely premium. Now, let's talk about where to find these sponsors. YouTube Brand Connect is your premium play. It's how top creators secure those 5-figure deals. But here's what most people miss. Platforms like Izia and The Shelf are perfect for building your portfolio. And in a moment, I'll show you exactly how to use each one for maximum impact. Here's your complete management stack. Start with MacroWatch's free creator dashboard for revenue tracking. Ready to scale? That's where Donation Exchange comes in for professional sponsor management. And the best part? You can set this entire system up in less than an hour. Here's the power move that's changing the game. Use Storyella to create quick spec videos for brands you want to work with. This is exactly how Babish Culinary Universe approaches their sponsorships, showing instead of telling. And speaking of showing rather than telling, let me give you something you can use right now. Remember those 3 pricing secrets we uncovered? The triple threat model, the value ladder response? They're all part of something bigger. I've actually compiled everything we covered today into a complete sponsorship calculator that takes all these factors into account, and it's waiting for you right now at streamstoria.com. When you visit streamstoria.com right now, link in the description, you'll get instant access to the exact rate calculator we discussed, complete with all the multipliers we covered, plus our guide to creating sponsor-worthy content using Storyella. Look, you've already got what it takes to land premium sponsorships. Now you have the formula, the strategies, and access to the same tools the pros use. The only question is, are you ready to stop leaving money on the table? Your next sponsor is out there right now, looking for creators just like you. Head over to streamstoria.com and let's turn those dream sponsorships into reality.